Hello, folks, and welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Dave. The other guy is Scott. We're here to do, and I'm slurring my words again. I've been drinking too much. Uh,
Have you been drinking the Miyazaki Kool-Aid?
Miyazaki Kool-Aid. Yes, I have.
We
Uh,
call it
we
Ghibli
are,
Grape.
we are reviewing today Spirited Away, 2001 animated motion picture from Hayao Miyazaki. He's a god. He's a god of animation. I don't care.
He is the god of animation.
That's all he is. And he wrote it, he directed it. I have the Japanese voiceovers crew in here. I don't know if they go into the American
I believe
voiceovers.
they do. There's a lot. The thing with the Miyazaki films, they've always had a phenomenal voice cast
Oh,
on all of them that they.
in either language or any language, they always come across really well. I am actually gonna just say one thing about this movie. Miyazaki is a master at child storytelling.
Isn't he?
All of his stories that I've come across, with the exception of the World War II one that we watched, the
Uh,
Wind
The Wind Also Rises.
Wind Also Rises. Thank you.
God,
Um,
phenomenal movie.
the exception of that, I think all these movies were all the ones that I'm aware of are all kids movies, are all like young children having adventures, learning a big life lesson. This movie to me is beautiful.
Oh.
It's just beautiful to look at. I mean, that's my going in. What's your going in
Well,
on
my
it?
going, I saw this many years ago when it first came out, and then it went on to win Best Picture for a reason.
Right,
Because
right.
it is a phenomenal tale. Miyazaki has a way of capturing a child's curiosity and
Mhm.
the fantasy and imagination, and he builds such beautiful worlds with such beautiful hand-drawn animation.
Oh, geez.
This is not
Beautiful.
AI. This is pure art and artistry through storytelling, through visual media. I will I will die on the hill that Miyazaki is a animation god, and he is actually one of the greatest filmmakers ever. Um,
Yeah,
I've
I
I've
will
yet to see
100% back you that.
I've yet to see a film that has not moved me in any way, shape, or form from him. He always has a message, and he tells it artfully and well. And
Mhm.
I I love this movie. This is the tale of Chihiro, who is a young girl moving to another town with her parents.
Mhm.
And if you, I don't know about you, Dave, but when I grew up, I moved around a lot, and as a kid, I think
Yeah,
4 or 5
yeah, I
times
did.
before I was even in third grade. So it
Yeah.
was like every time you turned around, I was in another town, another had to make all new friends and
Hmm.
stuff. And when that
Hmm.
finally stopped, it was a glorious thing.
Yeah, right.
But this, if you have experienced that, you will understand how Chihiro feels at the beginning of this movie.
Right, right.
And
Um,
it's wow.
eh, Like, yeah, that's perfect. This little girl, doesn't want to move. She's finally in a home where she likes, where in a neighborhood that she likes. She's got her friends. The opening scene sets her character up 100%. Like there, you're not even 5 minutes into it, and you know who and what this little 10-year-old girl is all about. They let you know how old she is. They let you know how discontent she is with the move, how much she really doesn't want to be with hanging out with her parents whenever they're going, hey, let's go down this tunnel and see where this leads. She
And they
doesn't want
show
to go
that. They
down there.
don't tell
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
beautiful. You get all of that from what's being painted in front of you.
Right. Through the conversation that they're having without
Without
saying,
telling that. Yes.
yeah. The writing, he's just a freaking great writer.
Yeah.
He knows how to tell a good fantasy story. And one thing I found out watching, because I have the DVD and I was watching like the question and answer kind of thing, and they talked about all the symbolism in this. And a lot of this I thought was all Japanese symbolism. And he even brings this up in a conversation. He's like, "Yeah, everybody thinks it's this or that." He's like, "No, it's just stuff based on what I remember." Like holding your breath while you're walking across the bridge, or you'll
That's
be
something a
fine.
kid would think of. Yeah.
I'm like thinking, oh my God, that's got to be some deep Japanese, ancient freaking tradition or culture thing. No, it's exactly what you just said. It's just something a little kid would think up, and that's what he went with. The river when it comes in to be cleaned. He
Yeah.
said it was a local river that he and a bunch of people went to. He remembers a bike being in the river. It took like 10 or 15 guys to rope this thing up and pull it out. And when he pulled it out, it was like, I guess, connected with a bunch of other trash.
Oh, really?
Now the river's nice and clean because people went there and cleaned out the river. They didn't wait for anybody to do it. They just went in and started doing it. And I was like, holy crap. Here I'm thinking this is all based on, ancient legends or this or nope, just stuff that he thought of and things that he was like, you know what? I need to tell people to keep a river clean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so I'm going to bounce around a little bit. One
Yeah,
of
go
the
ahead.
characters, I can't think of the character's name that Chihiro runs into.
Haku?
Yes, Haku, um, is actually a river god.
Yeah,
And how, when she finally remembers who Haku is, it's
right.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. As a young child, she would have drowned had Haku not saved her. And this is where the Japanese gets in with the
Yeah. Yeah.
Shintoism and everything having a spirit and an energy. And
Right, right.
it's so freaking cool. So freaking cool, man. With
Beautiful.
that, when that reveal happened, I'd forgotten about that. It's like, oh, that is cool.
And the twin sister, um,
Zaniba.
yeah, I
So I
think that's
think
who that character is. Um,
Zababa and Zaniba or something like that.
Baba and Zaniba or something like that. The twin sister that winds up being nice, and
Oh,
she
Zaniba and Yubaba.
tells
Yes.
Chihiro, "Call me Granny." So when she goes back to get her parents from Yubaba, she's calling Yubaba Granny. And she's like, "Why are you calling me Granny?" She's like, and Suzanne Plachette did the voice for
Yes.
the American version of this, and I thought that was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, it was well done. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. Her parents just being gluttons,
Yeah,
and
but I
there's
think
some
the food was cursed. That's how I took it. Like the parents were hungry, yeah, but when they started eating, I think it was one of
they
those deals
couldn't.
where they just
Yeah,
kept
yeah, but
putting the
I
curse
can't
on the
help.
food.
Though when I watch Miyazaki, I can't help but everything is purposeful.
Oh yeah,
Everything is
yeah,
purposeful.
yeah.
Look at the deity that came and just made such a freaking mess, but they would do anything because it had money. They didn't
Oh,
care.
no face.
Yeah, they were falling
Yeah,
all over their because he had money, and it's like,
yeah,
look at you, look at what you because I've seen this movie before, and damn it, because we watch so many and we want to talk about them,
right,
I'm I'm kind of find myself looking deeper into it, and it's like,
right.
holy crap, man, there's just so much in here. It's
And
yeah,
I want to figure out how to say this. I liked Chihiro's character because No Face, she was never supposed to invite him in. He was some kind of spirit that
she was being kind.
it was too much for him to be in the bathhouse with all the different personalities in the bathhouse. It started like corrupting him,
Yep,
but not totally because he was still being very nice to Chihiro. He wanted to be nice to her, but she didn't. It wasn't that she was being mean to him. She was just like,
she wouldn't take
yes,
his money.
yeah, she wouldn't take the money.
And I think that's what did it. She wouldn't take it, and he saw at that point she is not them, but he could manipulate the rest of them with just
Yeah,
by coin.
yeah.
And it's like, wow,
And
wow,
I
well
liked how
played.
she got him out of the bathhouse, and he, the further away he got better. Like he got
Yeah,
back to his old self. And this is they called it a bathhouse. I knew it was a bathhouse. I've watched this movie I don't know how many times, but this is the first time that it was a hard slap in my face and a smack in the back of my head that this is a bathhouse specifically for spirits,
yes,
specifically for the other world characters to come in
supernatural bathhouse for the
and
gods,
get a
the
bath
deities.
out. And I was just, and they said it. They said this
Yes,
plain in the movie, but it's the first time that it just really dawned on me. I looked over at my wife and said, Oh, it's a bathhouse for the
I
spirits.
don't,
Look
and
at
I
me
don't
like,
know if
what are
I
you, an
caught that
idiot?
before.
Yes.
Well, it's really cool when you have that realization. Yes, they do say it, but it's really cool to think about. Wow, another otherworldly bathhouse out
Right.
there is pretty wild.
And
So,
not everybody working at the bathhouse is a spirit. They're other things. Like the people there weren't human.
no, but what were they? We don't know.
The one little girl was, I think the one she the hell was
Or
her name?
was she? Well, that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of human looking people there, but that was odd,
Right.
and that's part, I think that's part of the mystery behind it. It just
Yeah.
gives it an air of, and we're in a little girl's imagination.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what you're in a little kid's world.
That's what I remembered. I'm watching this movie. I'm watching this. I've seen it multiple times, but this is the first time I've watched it, and I feel like I'm looking through the looking glass and looking at a adaptation of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like, wow, man,
Yeah.
that's
I can
pretty
see that.
cool.
I can
Yeah.
see that a lot.
I got vibes. I got Alice in
Yeah.
Wonderland vibes watching it. So,
Yeah, that makes total sense. And it's so take away the motion of the animation, the character flows and walk cycles and the dragon flying through the
oh yeah.
sky, snaking and flying. Take all that out. If you're just looking at the background paintings, it's beautiful.
Oh
Some
yeah.
of those look like photographs, and it's not computer generated. He doesn't allow computer generated, and or at the time of this movie, he didn't allow computer generated imaging because somebody came in and was like, "Hey, we can do this and this with computers." He's like, "Yeah, bring that to my attention again, I'll fire you." Yeah, that's not art. That's not art. And in a very real way, I can agree with what he's saying. I understand why somebody would do an art image on a computer so you could just move it and manipulate it a little
Mhm.
bit. But
It's
for
still
him,
hand
that's
drawn. It's still,
that, yeah, for him, that's not art. That's, your
yeah.
fingers aren't getting dirty with that. And that's
I
kind of
I
where I am with my
disagree to an
ego.
extent, but I do respect and understand his position.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
absolutely do. I think using a computer, if you're still doing the work, if you're literally drawing with a mouse, you are drawing.
right.
If you're animating that, you're just using a different medium to take your drawn
Mhm.
imagery and do it. Now, using generative I will die on the hill. That should be burnt to the fucking ground, and I should never
Yeah,
want to see AI like that again. Generative AI stuff that steals, and all it does is go out and rip and manipulate, and
yep.
it is a poison. I'm sorry, a poison to the fucking world, and that's it.
It is. That's why I ripped off 99. Well, yeah, I ripped off almost all my images from Instagram. I've only posted a few. And most of my stuff that I'll post on Instagram that I draw
Mm-hmm.
are of other characters that aren't mine.
Yeah,
Mostly, I do put the trolls up there and stuff every once in a while, but
yeah,
mostly it's like if you see me drawing something, it's not going to be my character if it's
yeah.
posted. I'm not going to play that game with the fucking world.
It's
That's my
ridiculous.
stake on that hill, like you said. That's
Well,
the hill
and
I'll
it's
die.
yeah, and dude, it's not that I grew up watching these movies that warned us of AI. I'm just
Mhm.
talking about AI that takes art and
Yeah,
takes other people's stuff and mashes it together just based on some asshole typing something. So and the reason watching a movie like this should make you very much against AI. This
yeah.
thing is beautiful and it's done by hand. Nothing else is more from God than that. I mean,
That's why I got so mad at Disney years ago when they fired all of their animators. I talked to a few of those animators like right after they got fired.
mm,
Kat and I were at a convention and I was buying some of their comic books because I was like, holy Nikes, this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. What have you been doing? Oh, I was a Disney animator. It shows, your art shows it. His humor showed it. And I mean, next time you're over, I'll try and dig some of the stuff out that I got
yeah,
from
I have, and I cannot think of the print I got, and God forgive me, I can't remember the artist, but I did
Mhm.
pick up a Disney lithograph from an animator at a
Right.
convention. I didn't know who he was. I
Right.
was like, this is just absolutely beautiful. I must have it.
Yeah.
And he said, you want me to autograph it? I'm like, sure. And he said, you want your name on it? I said, well, you can do whatever. And he said, oh,
Yeah.
you're going to go right and sell it, aren't you? And I'm like, dude, you can write my name all over it. I don't know who you are, but I love your
Yeah,
art.
yeah. I have signatures because I like the artist signing the
Yeah,
art. Um,
yeah.
and me personally, at the point that I'm in, if I gave somebody something and I signed it and they sold it for more money, I'd be like, really? My
I
name's
mean,
worth that. I've got to raise my prices accordingly.
I get it though. It's like, wow, you just want it to make a, you want me to make a buck. It's,
Right.
yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely get that. But to roll back to Miyazaki, I mean, we can't talk about art these days without talking about AI. So,
Yeah, I'd love to meet this guy. This is one of the few
my
artists, and
God, yes.
I would do to him what I did
I'm sorry.
when I
I didn't know where you were. I don't know where we
that
were
sentence
going with this.
that
This is
sentence
not that kind of
didn't
podcast,
start
David.
right. Um, I would have the same reaction to him as I did to Will Eisner and some of the older artists of the Eisner period that I grew up on learning from. Some
Oh,
of the
that's
guys
awesome.
that knew Joe Kubert in the school that I went to. I met Joe Kubert, so it was okay. I was cool with him. But some of the other guys, when I saw Will Eisner and shoot, I can't, all the names are going blank on me now. All the guys that I grew up with sitting at one table, I turned into an 8-year-old kid and could not bring myself to walk up to him.
I understand.
I literally was just like, and my wife was looking at me like she's like, you've met, you've run into movie stars, you've bumped into, big names, you've seen politicians, you don't, what the fuck? And I
Sometimes it's
I'm like, I can't go talk to those. They'll want to look at my portfolio.
we
And I
start
was like,
doubting
there's
ourselves,
no
but I
way
get
I'm
it.
showing these gods my portfolio.
And then you remember those gods were you at one point.
Will Eisner was never me.
Yeah, he was. You know what I'm saying. You know what?
No,
But I
I
do
get
get it. I do get it.
I did eventually meet a couple of big names, and I would have probably that same reaction to Miyazaki if I met him.
Oh
But
my God, yeah.
the age I am now, I would know that he doesn't have many years left, and maybe I don't either. I'm going to meet this guy and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. I don't know what they would be, probably really stupid questions. Like, if you could be a tree, what kind of tree would you be? You know, but yeah, this guy, he's a master storyteller. He is a master artist. The people that work with him and start doing animation, there's a few I'll get the names and I'll send them to you. That when you see these animators do their own work now, it looks like Miyazaki and it has that same feel. They kept their master's uh, intelligence
Yeah,
instead.
there's a video game series called Ninu Kuni and Ninu Kuni 1 and 2,
Mhm.
and it was a collaboration with Studio Ghibli.
Right?
And so the artwork is, at least in the first one, it is.
Uh,
It's so I'm watching that. It's like, oh my God, I'm playing a Miyazaki game.
oh,
So it's like
yeah,
that's
I'd
the
buy
only way
that
to
just to
describe.
play the game. Just
Yeah, I don't. I have mixed feelings about the game. I'm not going to review that on here, but the artwork in it is phenomenal, and it feels like you're playing a Miyazaki film, which is great.
other than the World War II movie, any Miyazaki film that I've ever seen, you could drop me right in the middle of and I'd be happy.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in
The
the World
World
War II
War II
movie.
one, I wouldn't want to be there.
That's too
Just
close to home right now. So here we are. So yeah, no, no, no.
you could drop me in the middle of Kiki's Delivery Service. You could
Of
drop me in the
course.
middle of Spirited Away. My Neighbor Totoro. I mean, j- I'd be there. I would be perfectly happy. I could
Mm.
live there the rest of eternity. I'm like, them in heaven now. I'm in a Miyazaki film.
Well, he does create some great universes, and
He
his
does.
movies are family-friendly films, unlike our podcast. Uh,
At
so
times we swear.
at times we do, but this is definitely a family-friendly film. It
Mhm.
is phenomenal artwork, phenomenal acting. I've only listened to the English dub. I don't know how the Japanese one is.
Right.
Have you
I,
listened to it?
I think the first time I watched it on DVD, I watched it in Japanese.
Hmm.
But now I just go to the English dub. They did some changes. I know with Um, her getting the stamp out of or the seal out of Chiro. No, Chiro
Mm.
got the seal out of um the dragon. What
Haku.
Haku. And they called it something. They called it something. And in English, it's the gold seal.
Hmm.
But in the Japanese, I think it's just the seal. Not in, it's just a translation
Yeah.
thing. So whatever it is, they kept to the heart of the story, if not the exact words. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well,
So the
you're not going
story.
to ever get a direct translation, and that's yeah.
Let me put it this way: Miyazaki didn't curse anybody out when he saw it and was told what was on the screen. So
Yep.
that's a
There
good
you go.
sign.
Yeah.
That's a good damn sign.
Yeah, they've always seemed to take really care in the voice acting that they've got on the English
Mhm.
dialogue. And as the movie, as we get into some of the other movies of
Mhm.
his, there's a lot of well-known actors who are voicing a lot of these characters. Princess Mononoke has got um, Gillian Anderson,
Mhm.
Billy Bob Thornton, some others that is like, wow, it's a great voice cast in that. But I definitely recommend Spirited Away by Hayao
Yes.
Miyazaki.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
It's
I
beautiful.
don't use that word lightly. It's a masterpiece. It's beautiful.
Like you said, it's good for the entire family. And if you have a little girl, she's probably going to love this story because it's just so fanciful. It's just
Mm.
such a fantasy story. Any little kid's going to like it. But man, if I had a little girl, I'd be like raising her on Miyazaki. I really would,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
in a heartbeat. She's this little Chihiro is just you know she's a 10-year-old kid.
yeah,
And she
so well
acts like
done.
a 10-year-old kid until she realizes she's got to go save her parents, and she has to step up her 10-year-old game. And
Well,
she does. She reacts accordingly. It's great. I love
yeah,
it.
I forgot to mention that there is a point where by the time you get to the end of the movie, it is like, wow, this movie kind of goes full circle. It goes right back to the start of where the
Mhm.
fantasy began and where
Right.
it ended. And what we see from beginning to end is Chihiro became more older or more mature or
Right.
crossed a threshold of some sort in her
Mhm.
journey toward adulthood is the only way I can describe it because there
Right.
was a
Right.
noted change in her mannerisms, her speech, and it was all so well done. It's like, look at that. Everything changed. The way she talked to her parents had
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
And it's like,
A lot more
wow.
honor given to the parents
Yes, it was very
than
different.
before.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the parents are like, the mom, I think, says at the end, "Oh, I hope you're not too nervous about school." She goes, "Oh, no, I got no problem. I'm
Not anymore.
not anymore. This is gonna be great." The parents get out of the car and they've been there. How long do you think they were there?
Oh, they were there probably weeks.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least a month, at the very
They were there
least.
a long time. And
Hey, go
yeah,
ahead.
that car was covered with branches,
Yeah,
freaking branches.
sure.
I park under a tree. It takes a while to get a pile.
And I like whenever the dad gets in the car, he's like, "Where did all this dust come from? Oh my God, somebody's
Yeah.
playing a game." And the mom's like, "Yeah, playing a game." I'm like, "You guys are going to
We're
get
gonna
to the house."
the movers. What happened to the movers? They
The
were like,
movers
"Where's
got
their
to the
shit when
house,
they get
dropped
home?"
everything off, and left.
Oh
You're
my god, yeah, that's what I want to see. Spirited Away 2.
like the next 20 minutes.
The next 20 minutes, I want to see the reaction. Damn it.
Yeah,
Let me know what happened. Damn, I didn't
yeah,
even think of that. That's right. What happened when they pulled up and the movers like, "We've been waiting here for 30 days.
yeah. It's 3 to 4 weeks later, and you're just pulling up.
You're
Oh,
late."
they probably just dumped it and left.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
we
His
want a
shit all
month's
rotten.
pay, and you were fired because you didn't have a job. You didn't
Wow, you
show.
didn't show up to work. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you know what? She had an adventure. She's in for a hell of an adventure now.
Yeah.
As Chihiro and family are broke. Spirited
Hey,
Away
what about the
too.
street?
The
They
bread
love
line. I don't know. So,
it.
uh,
Funny.
yeah.
No, but this excellent movie. Highly recommend it. Watch it. Go buy it. Go buy the DVD set.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Worth it. Worth it 100%. So, folks, if you like our reviews and our podcast, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and anywhere you listen to your audio podcast. Old Ass Movie Reviews, Wrestling with a Movie, and other things coming your way in 2026. Stay tuned.